Caitlin Clark just dropped 5 words that flipped the WNBA's labor drama on its head. While the Players Association pushes for massive raises and hints at chaos, her casual invite screams one thing: the 2026 season is on. If you're glued to women's hoops, hit that like button now and subscribe for more breakdowns on the stars steering this league. Turn on notifications so you never miss the real story. A fan shares his pup named CC after Caitlin Clark, sparking a wholesome viral moment that lit up social media with thousands of likes and shares in hours.
And this sums it up here. So, we saw this post, obviously somebody's dog, I don't even know exactly who this is, to be honest, they said their dog was named CC after Caitlin Clark. Caitlin's response: both are welcome courtside this year. That's one of those things. And by the way, like, people like Caitlin Clark and injuries tend to be calculated in quite a lot of things they say.
Clark reposts it on Instagram with "both are welcome courtside this year. Not if there's a season, not hopefully, but guaranteed courtside access," a phrase fans dissected instantly for its bold certainty. Everything she posts now carries weight, managed by a pro team including agents, PR experts, and marketers, turning her into a billion-dollar brand through endorsements, appearances, and global appeal that rivals NBA icons. Her journey from Iowa phenom to fever face exploded attendance by 200% in 2025, arenas selling out weeks early, TV ratings doubling league averages. And right as CBA talks stall with no deal by January deadlines, this lands like a chess move aimed straight at the negotiators, signaling from the top earner that work stoppages won't fly. Clark's off-season focus on recovery from injuries shows calculated precision. Every word positions her as the league's anchor, untouchable amid labor noise. Fans flooded comments with excitement, boosting engagement while union reps stayed silent, highlighting her sway. This isn't random. It's strategic amid booming $2.2 billion media rights fueling demands. That confidence doesn't stand alone. It echoes across the league's top talents, quietly dismantling the strike scare by normalizing the 2026 grind. Caitlin Clark packs arenas night after night, driving Nike deals worth more than some franchises' valuations, with her logo launch sparking frenzy and apparel flying off shelves. Angel Reese fuels rivalries and drama that spike views, her Clark clashes averaging 2 million viewers, eyeing playoffs with her rebuilt Sky squad, adding vets like Marine Johannes for depth. Sabrina Ionescu's shoe line with Nike and precision shooting, career 44% from 3, make her indispensable. Even sidelined, she's plotting her return via rehab and unrivaled sidelines. Aya Wilson dominates with back-to-back MVPs, Defensive Player of the Year, and Finals MVP in 2025's sweep, anchoring the Aces dynasty push with 31 points in clincher. Paige Buchers, fresh off 2025 Kia Rookie of the Year with Dallas Wings, averaged 19.2 points, 5.4 assists, 3.9 rebounds, 1.6 steals, shattering franchise records like 692 total points and 44-point single-game explosion. These 5 aren't just players. They dictate revenue through sold-out gates, sponsorship surges, and TV deals the union can't ignore, as WNBA revenue topped $1 billion in 2025. Clark's crossover pulls casual fans, Reese's energy ignites social buzz, Ionescu's clutch genes win games, Wilson's two-way force elevates contenders, Bucher's UConn polish promises longevity. Together, they generated 40% of league highlights last year. Their silence on strikes speaks volumes. Business as usual. Angel Reese just reinforced it on her podcast, declaring win-win-win. 2026, I'm looking for the playoffs, framing her offseason as full rebuild mode. After a rocky 2025 with 8 technical fouls triggering suspension and injuries limiting her to 30 games, she recommits to Chicago, demanding contenders around her and Camila Cardoso's rising star power. No, if we play hedging, pure assumption the floor awaits, blending her rebounding beast mode, league-leading double-doubles, with off-court fire that grew Sky followers by 50%. Her elite stretches last year, 17 points, 15 boards, 6 assists over 10 games, prove she's no fluke, especially anchoring a bottom-5 defense to respectability. Together with Clark's ratings magic turning fever games into national events, they form the league's unbeatable draw, with their head-to-heads boosting ad rates 30%. Reese's growth mindset shines. Off-season training with pros, nutrition tweaks for speed, eyeing all-star repeat. Sky GM backs her core, adding shooters to space the floor for her paint dominance. This mindset crushes doubt. But wait until you see how empty that strike threat really is, as votes hide real fears. The WNBPA boasts 98%, authorizing a strike from 93% turnout, sounding united across 18 teams, but insiders call it optics. Reality? It's permission for leaders to bluff, not a commitment. Players vote yes to avoid being the outlier, terrified of lost checks in a league where average pay hovers under $150,000. No one wants to be the villain undermining leverage for a 300% or 700% raise theater, as minimum jumps from $66,000 to $225,000 plus proposed. Union seeks 30% revenue growing with business. League offers 15% fixed with caps soaring to $1.3 million total earnings by 2026 via bonuses. A moratorium halts business like free agency, but talks grind on without cancellation signals. Extensions to January keeping status quo. Stars' certainty evaporates the panic the union needs, as revenue boomed to $1 billion plus, yet players got under 15% last deal. Vote solidarity masks hesitation. Rookies fear lost development, vets eye endorsements tied to play. Bluff relies on fear, crumbling under star nonchalance. Nike unveiled Clark's logo last year in August 2025. Signature shoe drops 2026 with apparel line, first for an active fever star, joining elite like Stewart. Their $28 million, 8-year deal at $3.5 million annually screams investment they won't torch over disputes, dwarfing average franchise value. No Super Bowl ad confirmed, but campaigns roll like Christmas spots, tying her Olympic dreams, gold medal push, to on-court dominance with Fever expecting 20-plus PPG return. League counters with 70% plus net revenue share baked in. Max base $1 million rising fast to $1.2 million total, average $500,000. Corporate muscle aligns with stars. Play or perish, as brand's eye expansion to 16 teams boosting markets. Nike's WNBA stake deepened with Ionescu line 2. Sales up 40% post-Clark hype. No risk to golden era. And alternatives flop hard. Can't match the machine. Unrivaled's 3x3 wrapped with 221K average viewers on TNT/True TV, peaking at 385K for finals. Solid debut but dwarfed by WNBA sellouts, averaging 1M plus 4 stars. Paige Buecher's drew eyes in key games, but most hovered low without stars like her 30-point outings. Claims of year-round replacement? Delusional when Clark Reese clashes pack 18K arenas and stream millions. Opening night 313K faded to 208K regular season. Total 11.9M versus WNBA's 200M plus surge. Players like Aaliyah Boston sharpened skills there, quicker feet, better handles. But it's no substitute for stakes, history, playoffs with championships online. WNBA's irreplaceable. Unrivaled needs it more for talent pipeline visibility. This exposes the union's weak hand, as no pickup league replicates rivalries or revenue. Sabrina Ionescu skips unrivaled courts due to undisclosed injury, but cheers her Liberty squad from sidelines, eyeing WNBA prime with 3-point records and finals runs. Aya Wilson, fresh off 2025 title sweep with 31 finals points, stays laser-focused on growth assuming the season, adding muscle for three-peat. Buecher's tells Wings brass. Excitement for building winners after 10-34 finish. No lottery love forever. Vows sophomore leap to playoffs. Clark hits Team USA camp in March. Selection likely after 2024 snub backlash. Nike watching closely with sponsorship leverage. No panic from them. Just prep for packed arenas, off-season film study, skill drills. Liberty eyes repeat. Aces dynasty. Wings rebuild accelerates. Negotiations heat up next, but elite locked in. CBA expired in October 2025 after the current deal ran its course, but smart extensions to the moratorium have kept everything steady. No free agency chaos erupting yet, protecting high-profile rookies like the star-studded 2026 draft class that includes projected top picks ready to ignite new franchises. This pause buys time for cooler heads, avoiding a scramble where teams hoard talent or lose key pieces overnight, much like how the NBA handles lockout lulls to preserve competitive balance. Players gripe that the league clings to outdated limits like fixed 3% annual raises that barely keep pace with inflation, let alone the explosion in popularity. Veterans point to stagnant mid-level salaries stuck around $200,000 while endorsement deals for top names dwarf team payrolls. WNBA counters aggressively with transformative pay structures, proposing full private charters for all road trips to cut travel fatigue, expanded family benefits like paid maternity leave and childcare support during camps, and pension boosts that secure post-career stability for players who grind 20-plus years. These aren't small tweaks. They're game changers designed to attract international talent and retain stars long-term, mirroring NBA perks that turned the league into a global powerhouse. Imagine Aya Wilson flying private with her squad, or Angel Reese focusing on film without jet lag dragging her down. These elevate performance and professionalism across the board. Brianna Stewart, WNBA Vice President and Liberty Forward, just shared in a recent podcast her view of seeing the end of the tunnel amid stalled sessions. A rare optimistic note as league revenue surges past $1 billion for the first time, powered by that massive $2.2 billion media rights deal over 11 years starting next cycle. Stewart's words carry weight. She's not just talking. She's lived the grind from Seattle Storm championships to New York rebuilds, averaging 20 points and 8 rebounds last season while balancing union duties. This boom stems from sold-out arenas, streaming spikes on Prime and ESPN, and merchandise sales tripling since Caitlin Clark's arrival turned casual viewers into diehards. Optimism fuels despite the impasse because both sides know the pie's bigger. WNBA attendance jumped 48% in 2025, with Fever games averaging 17,000 fans, shattering records from decades ago. Sponsors like Delta Airlines locking in charter deals and Google expanding digital ads signal unbreakable confidence, pouring hundreds of millions into jersey patches, in-game activations, and youth clinics that grow the fanbase organically. Stars undercut the union's bluff by living the season already. Whispers of informal training camps bubbling in Vegas and Indy, where Clark links up with Fever teammates for shooting drills. Reese hosts Sky workouts with new additions, and Wilson runs Aces minicamps focused on defensive schemes. Sponsor meets ramp up too. Nike roadshows for Clark's shoe line, Gatorade sessions with Ionescu on hydration tech, all banking on courtside action. Fans stay chill with ticket pre-sales climbing 30% year over year, single game stubs for Fever openers vanishing in minutes, and season ticket renewals hitting 95%. Proof the strike talk feels like distant noise. Leverage evaporates when Vegas odds list full 44-game slates with no cancellation props, and fantasy apps launch 2026 drafts early. Union reps face impossible math, torching Clark's momentum after her 2025 All-Star MVP run risks alienating the face who boosted league valuation by 25%. Bucher's debut hype as Rookie of the Year frontrunner draws UConn alums and casuals alike, and Reese's rise amid Sky turnaround, with vets like Courtney Vandersloot rumored inbound, could propel Chicago to playoffs for the first time since 2023. No executive wants history's villain tag for derailing the golden era, especially with expansion to Toronto and Portland on deck, adding $200 million plus in fresh markets. Daily bargaining sessions stretch into nights, mediators floating compromise revenue shares around 20 to 25%, Supermax tiers up to $1.5 million for Supermax eligible like Wilson. Pressure mounts from ownership too. Commissioner Kathy Engelbert eyes legacy-defining deal amid TV execs demanding star guarantees. Players' agents quietly advise clients to prep for May tip-off, locking in summer league slots and Olympic tune-ups. This isn't brinkmanship, it's evolution, with data showing every canceled game costs $10 million plus in lost gates and ads. Deal inches closer daily, whispers of framework agreements floating, priority lists finalized, opt-outs paused. Stars nonchalance seals it. Training vids drop on TikTok, hype builds unchecked. Fans win, pouring into apps for highlights, jerseys stacking in stores. The machine rolls on, unstoppable. By All-Star Weekend rumors will confirm signatures, paving tip-off packed houses and record bids. Women's basketball's momentum crushes doubt. 2026 beckons brighter than ever. Unrivaled's 11.9 million total viewers across its debut season pales dramatically against the WNBA's explosive surge to hundreds of millions of eyeballs across platforms like ESPN, Prime Video, and social streams, where single playoff games alone topped 2 million live watchers last year. That gap tells the real story. No makeshift warehouse pickup league with 3x3 rules can ever rival the high-stakes, history-making battles like Clark-Reese showdowns that pack 18,000-seat arenas, spark nationwide debates, and generate endless highlight reels shared billions of times online. Unrivaled offered fun off-season vibes and skill honing for talents like Aaliyah Boston, who credited it for sharpening her footwork, but its casual format lacked the playoffs' tension, rivalry's depth, and championship glory that defined WNBA magic. Fans crave the pageantry of banners raised, not just exhibition dunks. Viewership dipped mid-season without star power, proving audiences tune in for familiar faces and narratives built over years, not novelty formats that fade fast. WNBA's ecosystem, scouting pipelines, all-star weekends, international tours, creates sticky loyalty unrivaled can't touch, making any replacement talk pure fantasy. Nike, the league office, rabid fans, and the biggest stars all align seamlessly for uninterrupted play, forming an unbreakable coalition that exposes the union's overplayed hand from a position of relative weakness. Revenue share standoff sits at the league's firm 15% fixed model versus the union's ambitious 30% demand tied to growth, but compromises hover around 22 to 25% with performance bonuses, as both sides eye the $2.2 billion media windfall. Clark's calculated casualness in that courtside invite, Reese's bold playoff declarations on her pod. These aren't slips. They're public signals from the revenue engines that the labor standoff feels like scripted theater designed to extract every last concession. Massive raises loom inevitable, with Supermax caps potentially hitting $5 million total value by 2030 for elites like Aya Wilson, blending base pay up to $1.5 million, endorsements, and incentives. No cancellation whispers as deadlines flex into February, keeping free agency on ice, but draft prep rolling. Role players, the league's backbone from sixth women to end-of-bench grinders, vote overwhelming solidarity for survival instincts, fearing any pay regression that could slash their $80,000 to $150,000 salaries amid rising living costs in road cities. Yet that unity rings hollow without genuine star buy-in. Attendance and ratings data shows 40% drops in games without Clark, Reese, or Wilson starting, turning half-empty gyms into proof of their draw. Role players need the platform these faces provide. Skip seasons, and their overseas gigs flood with competition while U.S. visibility vanishes. Bluff stands called loud and clear as business surges unchecked. Jersey sales up 150%. Streaming subs spiking 60%. Corporate partnerships with State Farm and Verizon doubling down on season-long commitments. Sponsors won't bet on uncertainty when Clark's Fever alone generated $50 million in local economic impact last year. Power truly sits beyond the bargaining table, in the hands of those who fill seats, spike servers, and sign checks. Union leverage crumbles under that weight, paving a deal that lifts all boats without missing a tip-off. Expect a deal soon. Players snag huge jumps to $500,000 averages, claim win. Season shatters records with expansion buzz. Clark healthy post-injury. Buchers shines in year 2 averaging 20+. Reese contends for All-Star. Wilson reigns with Triple Crown repeat. Ionescu peaks in finals chase. Arenas sell out nationwide. Views skyrocket past 2025 peaks. Union's legacy intact only if they fold smart to growth model. What does it mean when stars and suits outmuscle the table? Women's hoops evolves. Power shifts to proven draws fueling $260 million TV alone. The 2026 WNBA season isn't in doubt, it's destiny. If this breakdown fired you up, drop a comment. Will the Union cave first? Smash like, subscribe for labor drama updates, and share with Hoops Heads. Book those tickets now.